So here it was, the first match of the Club World Cup that I was actually looking forward to watching. PSG versus Atletico Madrid. Two European sides were playing together. And I was disappointed again. This was not a great match, but not in the same way that the first game wasn't a great match. So when I say the first game, I mean Bayern Munich, Auckland City. I know Inter Miami played Al Ali, I believe it was, last night. But this, I expect this to be a much better game because it's PSG and Atletico Madrid. Obviously, you expect a better match than Bayern Munich, and Auckland City, of course. And I don't even know if it was, that's the bad part, but in a different way. So Bayern Munich and Auckland City was already going to be a bad match from the start just because of the absolute disparity in quality levels and just footballing levels overall between the two sides, where Bayern Munich are just so much better. PSG are better than Atletico Madrid, but not miles and miles better, not in the same, even close to the same breadth as Bayern Munich and Auckland City. So you expected a good match. While PSG did win 4-0 on paper, this match felt like just as bad of a blowout as the Auckland City match. The only difference is Atletico Madrid actually had great quality defenders that were able to stop a lot of the PSG's run-ins, and PSG were just poor in the final third. Even though they scored 4 goals, a couple of the goals that they scored, the lanes were wide open. Fabian Ruiz's goal and Vitinha's goal, especially Vitinha's goal, the middle of the two center backs were wide open because both of them got yellow cards within the first 25 minutes. In fact, in this match alone were 9 yellow cards. The last one ended up being a red card. 7 of them by Atletico Madrid, and then Clement Lenglet got sent off. That's how PSG were able to score 2 final goals at the end. Lee Kang-jin scored a goal, and then Seny Mialu scored a goal as well. And it was 4-0. That doesn't tell the full story because I wasn't that impressed with PSG today. They didn't even have to play as well as they could. Atletico Madrid were just really bad, really bad. They got a little bit of spark from Julian Alvarez. Alvarez scored an offside goal, not an offside goal, a goal that was disallowed because there was a foul. And, he was really close on a free kick, so he did a couple of good things. But you have to be disappointed from Atletico Madrid. Antoine Griezmann didn't have the imprint on the game that he thought. Sorloth, their number 9, had a wide open shot at goal after Clement Lenglet got sent off, and it was, I think, in the 81st or 82nd minute, and he just skied it over. You are a striker. That is your job. You have to score goals like that. You cannot let them slip through your fingers, and that's what happened. And it's bad. And if that happens, you're going to lose. You are already going to lose. But yeah, there's no way you win now. And Atletico Madrid, they're going to have to do some soul searching because that was really bad. The good news is I imagine that is the best team that they're going to play until maybe like the quarterfinal of this tournament, just because of the way that it's set up. So maybe they have a little bit of a practice work, etc. But PSG didn't have to do much. I did like Nuno Mendes' performance, of course, because he's phenomenal. And you have to like, other performances, like I said, from Vitinha and Fabian Ruiz and Lee Kang-jin when he came in the 72nd minute, correct, for Fabian Ruiz. So PSG had a couple good things working, but the possession was all over the place. 75% possession for PSG, even more than the possession that Bayern Munich had against Auckland City. Like, what the hell? What are we doing? They were in complete control and domination of the game. And the guy who you arguably would say is their best player, Ousmane Dembele, he didn't even play. He wasn't even in the lineup. I had to look it up online. I was like, is Dembele just not going to come to the Club World Cup? Because you expect him to at least be in the subs just in case something happens. He isn't in the Club World Cup roster. He just wasn't even in the lineup for this match. Kvaratskhelia, he did well as well on that left hand side. He provided the assist for Fabian Ruiz's first goal, a little nice chip into the box. But 16 shots that PSG had to Atletico Madrid's 5. 11 shots on target to Atletico Madrid's 1. And outside of, like I said, Julian Alvarez, I wasn't impressed with anyone on Atletico Madrid today. And I don't want to harken back and just beat a dead horse talking about the issues that exist with the Club World Cup. But do you feel like fatigue is a huge indicator in this? Do you think that a lot of these players are just tired and it's supposed to be their vacation, it's supposed to be their time off, and they didn't expect to play important club competitions now? Club competitions actually mean something, not just meaningless preseason games, or even now they wouldn't be preseason, it'd just be resting time anywhere. Or on another cycle, a World Cup or a Euro Copa America year, we're actually representing our national team, so it's a little bit different. It feels a little bit different. But do I want to play club football again? Do you think the guys are just tired? Or could this be a bigger indicator that maybe Diego Simeone has overstayed his time at Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid have had a huge spell of success under Simeone. And, they won 2 La Liga titles under him in 2014 and 2021. They haven't really come as far as they would like in European competitions. They played in 2 finals against Real Madrid, and you have to say in both of those, they were probably the better team. And they just got, at the very end, it just died down. But has he overstayed his job? See, Atletico Madrid is not like Real Madrid and Barcelona, where if you have even one of the seasons that Atletico Madrid have had in the last 2 or 3 seasons, any Real Madrid or Barcelona manager is getting sacked. That's what happened with Carlo Ancelotti. Xabi Alonso is about to come in with Real Madrid. Let's be honest, how long do we think he's going to last? And I love Xabi Alonso. Love him. If he makes it to 3 years, that's a success. Because the standard level at that club is just so high. And they'll give you, I think, 2 years. But if at that 3rd year, let's say you finish 3rd in the league, you're gone. You're absolutely gone. Atletico Madrid doesn't have that same standard. They could finish 4th or 5th in the league, and they'd probably still keep Simeone because it's like, look, that guy won us 2 league titles. But maybe has the squad passed him by. And as you're trying to rebuild from the older generation, let's remember Griezmann, who was the backbone of your club. He went to Barcelona and then he came back, so you actually won there just because Barcelona paid a ton of money, but he didn't really do well there, and you got him back. He's in his getting towards the end. He's 34 now. Diego Godin left. You still have Jan Oblak, which is great, but trying to bring in a lot of these new young players, and maybe the players are just passing you by as a manager. And I didn't expect the rift between PSG and Atletico Madrid to be this bad, but it is. And PSG weren't even good today. So, hey, Atletico Madrid, they're going to have to look inside. But PSG just did what they needed to do. And this is probably the best team PSG is going to play against as well. So they're going to destroy the other 2 teams. It's going to be like practice work in the group stage, and they can get ready for the real football in the knockout stages. So PSG, comfortable win, but you have to say the officiating was poor. And that was the main takeaway from the game beyond what actually happened in football terms. But hey, another disappointing match in the Club World Cup. And let's see if it gets better, because I have been very underwhelmed, disappointed. 0-0, 10-0, 4-0 so far. That's not good. That's not good. And I don't think I'm going to watch any of the rest of the games tonight just because there's no European sides playing. But I think we have a couple other ones playing later. Chelsea and LAFC, I believe is tomorrow. Real Madrid, I think they play Al Hilal. So that should be interesting. And I think Man City play, not until like Tuesday or Wednesday, but like when they play, I'll definitely make sure to watch it. But let's hope those games are better, because I've been very disappointed so far. Not just by the disparity in quality, but just the poor quality from guys who are great players in a match like this. And it's very disappointing. But let's hope it gets better, because it cannot continue the way it is right now. Thank you so much for watching, and let's hope we can get through this together.